President. I'm grateful to Mr. Kin-yuen for sponsoring this motion. It is particularly timely when we have the CE election in progress. Now, I'd like to first come to my conclusion before I elaborate on my arguments. My conclusion is very simple. Now, if education is to integrate with manpower to become one bureau, this is backpedaling. That will thin out the resources for education. I oppose. And I agree that we should separate the Education Department and the Education Commission, but we must have the right moment to do it. We must have a thorough plan and comprehensive preparation. We have to define the respective roles and functions before this should proceed. And thirdly, we have to sort out the purpose for separating the department and the bureau. This is to ensure that the bureau and the department can be scaled down to a right scale, and then professional officers of both the bureau and department must be given the opportunity to fully realize their potential. And thirdly, the structure itself is not the main problem. Restructuring is important, but the quality of people who man the posts are just as important, as said by Mrs. Regina Ip. The quality of our directors of bureaus and also the quality of professional officers are just as important. In the prevailing CE election, there are two candidates. I'll not name them. Coincidentally, they both talked about restructuring the government with different justifications. Some say that restructuring the Education Bureau will mean splitting it into the Education Department and Education Bureau. There are also arguments that education and manpower should be merged into one bureau. And there is also the discussion on when to do it. Yes, I think there is value in overall restructuring. We see how THB is overburdened. It has to be responsible for two very onerous tasks, and the officials can hardly find time to take care of both. Now, I'd like to use the Education Bureau as an example to explain to you why there should be restructuring of our policy bureaus. What's wrong with the Education Bureau? One big issue is it is too big in three ways. It is too big. First, it has to take care of many areas. Some may think that education is one thing, but if you look carefully, you know that we have KG, primary, secondary, tertiary, special, and vocational education, and even regular and non-conventional education is under this bureau. And if you look at individual students, they are very different. And you consider tertiary education and special education, they are in two different worlds. Your objectives, your principles, your methodology, and the resources you use can be entirely different in two different areas of education. So the scope of the Education Bureau is far too big. We have the Education Bureau. In the past, we have the Secretary for Manpower and Education to take care of it. And how about other places? We have reviewed the education authorities of other places. Rarely have I seen a place where both the department and bureau are merged into one. In Singapore, they have a Ministry of Manpower. And they also have the Education Department. And there are two ministers responsible, respectively, for primary and higher education. Here, we have one secretary where they have 2. And if we merge manpower, that means we have 1 secretary to do the job of 3. Will we have someone smart enough to take care of so many things? And this is one thing we have to consider. So I disagree that education and manpower should be subsumed under one bureau. Although Hong Kong geographically is a small city, but we have a population of over 7 million. Well, we have a bigger population than Scandinavian countries, where the usual population in one country is 5 million. And we do not have district management of administration of education, whereas in the mainland, in the city, they have different districts. And in the US and in UK, they have different school districts. It's just like in Hong Kong, we have the education department to be responsible for primary, secondary, and tertiary, and also those responsible for city levels will then take care of tertiary education. And we should also take care of the design of our education department and bureaus. Just like Shanghai, they have about 20 school districts, and then these district officers will share the responsibility of one department. And our department is also responsible for professional management, taking on roles similar to that of the Law Society and Bar Association. So the scale of the bureau is far too big. We should scale down it, and then we should ensure that professional officers in the department or bureau can do their jobs properly. Thank you.